Hey, what's up guys, it's Apollo Uchiha here, back with a new series. The name of this series, What If Naruto A Flower in Time, and it's going to be Naruto and female Madara ship, and most of you guys were requesting it, so that's why. And it's going to be a three-part short series, and if you haven't, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel. And in this month I'm going to be uploading less than usual because my exams are nearing. It's my final exams of the year and my graduation exam, so yeah, I have to focus on that as well. So that is why I didn't upload tomorrow, because I had to go to my university to collect my roll number slip. So yeah, that's why I was busy tomorrow, and I am going to be busy in the future. So yeah, I'll try still to upload as much as possible, but yeah, I just wanted to put this ahead that I may be uploading less than usual. So without further ado, let's begin our story. Chapter 1, The Faithful Day. This couldn't be happening. They couldn't be doing this. It had to be a lie. They wouldn't dare defy her. She was the clan head of the Uchiha clan. How could they plan this under her nose? Once she found out who planned this, they were going to regret it. No one would dare defy her, but someone had the balls to do so, and she was going to torture them slowly and painfully. They were going to beg for mercy. Her Sharingan was on full display as she blasted through the tree, breaking a few branches along the way as she rushed to find her boyfriend, hoping she could save him in time. If anything happened to him, she'd burn the whole village to the ground. Her love for him was stronger than the love for her brother. She was sad when he died, but if she lost him, no one would be safe from her rage. Not her clan, not the Hokage, and definitely not the village. Narcon, hang on, I'm on my way. Please be safe, she thought to herself as she kept pushing more chakra into her legs. She remembered when she first met him and thought he was stupid, but after they were placed on a team together, she started to get closer to her. That stupid Senju that she loved, and now she was close to losing him. She was getting close. She could sense his chakra. It was warm and comforting. She could always tell which was his chakra. The sound of metal clashing against metal could be heard as she jumped through the clearing and saw as he was stabbed through the heart. Thanks to a Sharingan, he saw his face widen as he spat out blood, as the light faded away from his eyes. Die, Senju scum! One of the Uchihas yelled with a smirk on his face before stabbing his katana through his heart once more. They were all smirking as they watched the lost Senju choke on his own blood before they kicked him away. Naruto! Madara shouted as her tears rolled down her cheeks. Her heart shattered. Her world stopped. The one man she loved more than her life itself was dead. He was killed for being a Senju. He was murdered for pulling her out of the Uchiha clan's darkness. But most of all, he was killed for loving her. You pay for that. What you did, Fugaku. Madara roared as she felt a burning sensation in her eyes. Her Sharingan morphed into what looked like to be three petals, with a half a circle in each petal. Her ki flared that Fugaku and his loyalists stopped and fell to their knees in fear. Amaterus! Madara shouted as black flame shot out of her right eye, as blood dripped out like tears, burning all four of them alive. The screams could be heard throughout the entire clearing. She ran over to her lover and dropped to her knee and looked at him. Two holes could be seen through his chest as blood leaked out of his wounds and mouth. Naruto, please don't die on me, Mother cried out while pulling him to her chest as she screamed to the heavens. Tears rolled down her face as grey clouds rolled in. The sound of thunder crashing could be heard for miles as it covered her screams of pain. Naruto! Madara shouted to the heavens as rain pelted down. Her one piece of heaven, the one who kept her sane, was gone and never coming back. She sobbed as she held him close to her. She needed him. She needed her heaven. She needed her light. She needed her one piece of happiness in this cold, dark world. They took him from me. They will pay. They all will pay, Madara mentally declared to herself as she held on to Naruto. She was going to slaughter her clan for this. No one, and she meant no one in her clan, was going to be safe from her wrath. If only she could bring him back to life. If only there was a jutsu to bring him back to her, to hear his laugh, to see his smile, and to feel his lips. He was always gentle with her and challenged her every step of the way. He helped change her for the better. They were planning on getting married and uniting their clans together, but now that was all just a distant dream now. She'll no longer wake up next to him as he played with her hair, the smell of him cooking her breakfast as she complained about him using a clone so she could sleep. But the one thing that would pain her the most was their last conversation, where she told him she hated him. She didn't know how much time had passed by, a few minutes, an hour, or maybe, but she felt numb. So numb that she couldn't even feel the rain or the cold wind anywhere. Was this her life now? Nothing but darkness and loneliness? She needed him. She wanted to apologize to him, to tell him how much she loved him, how much she cared for him. I'll bring you back, Naruto. I promise you, I will bring you back to life, she sobbed out while never letting him go. He. How would she break this to his students? How could she tell them that she was too weak to save him, or how she wasn't fast enough? They were going to be heartbroken. Their worlds were going to be shattered too. She'd make sure that none of them fell into the dark abyss like she did. Gently picking him up, she wiped away some of his blood and slowly went through a set of hand seals. Kochase no Jutsu. A large puff of smoke appeared. A large puff of smoke appeared in the clearing as she looked straight in the eyes of a fox. His slitted red eyes looked down at his dead summoner in sadness. The Fox clan had just lost a strong summoner, Kurama. I'm going to slaughter my clan, and I want you to help me, please. If not for me, then for Naruto. He didn't deserve this. He didn't deserve to die. She cried out, making the king of foxes look down at the broken girl. You will always have my support, Madara. Your mate made sure to let me be free to live a life outside of imprisonment, and for that he will always have my support. The Fox clan will forever follow your lead, Madara. Call on us whenever, and we will fight for you. Kurama spoke in a gentle voice, knowing how much he meant to the young Uchiha. I'm bringing him back. I'm going to find a way to bring him back to life, Kurama. I will do whatever I can to hear his laugh and to feel him holding me in his arms, Madara said while gently running her fingers through his hair. Be careful, Madara. Who knows what forces you'll end up messing with? A lot can happen. Your death or even being sent through time. Kurama replied and puffed away back to his realm. I promise you, Naruto, I will find a way to see you again. Believe it, Madara whispered to herself, a ghost smile appearing on her face. Link break. It had been 2 months since her fiancé was murdered by the hands of her clan, and 2 months since she slaughtered every one of them. She didn't care anymore about them. They killed him out of spite, saying that he was making her weak. She had shown them how weak she really was. She had gone to his compound and sealed away everything he owned, for his money to his scroll that they collected together, and jutsus that they created. She even sealed away his own compound. It had taken a while and intense studying with clones and experimenting, but she finally figured out how to hopefully bring him back. To bring back her dead fiancé. She didn't want to wait to do trial rituals. She wanted him back and she was going to do this. Jutsu consequences be damned. She told herself that she would do anything to bring him back, and this is what she was going to do. Now here she was, in an underground part of her clan compound. She had just finished setting up the final touches to her jutsu, not realizing the tiny mistake of her kanji. She was too distracted to even realize her mistake as she started going through the necessary hand seals and added the chakra to the seal on the ground. Only then did she finally see her mistake, but it was too late. A portal opened up in front of her, sucking up anything in its way. She tried jumping out of the way but was hit on the head by her gunpei fan, making her lose her balance as she was sucked into the open portal. The last thought on her mind was her fiance's smiling face, his warm, gentle smile, the way his bright blue eyes sparkled like the sun. His blonde, wild, untamed hair and was soft and silky to the touch. Narcon, I failed you, she thought to herself as she felt unconscious. Was this her punishment for trying to bring him back to life? She wanted to be happy again, and that was punishment for trying to bring back the light to her darkness? Daybreak. Hey, this voice was familiar, but it was distorted. Why was it familiar? She needed to hear it again. No, she wanted to hear it again. It made her feel safe, happy, but most of all reminded her of him. Please speak again, she thought to herself as she forced her eyes to be open. Hey, what, Naru, Naruto? Mother tried speaking out, while seeing a pair of blue eyes looking at her with worry and concern, blue like his. She tried lifting her arm up to touch those whisker marks that she missed. It always purred at the touch of her hand when she rubbed his whiskers. That's how she would win her arguments when she knew he was right. Stay with me, she finally heard it. It was his voice, the voice she longed to hear, the voice she missed so much, the voice that brought her so much joy and happiness. That tender voice that helped her through so much darkness and hatred. He was always patient with her. When she yelled at him, he just listened and kissed her when she was done. Naruto, I'm so sorry, she cried out as tears streamed down her face. She slowly fell into unconsciousness. How does she know my name? Naruto thought to himself. He never met this girl before. She was beautiful, by the way. Her raven black hair complemented her porcelain white skin. The way her bangs framed her beautiful feminine face, her eyes that were truly beautiful. They looked like two bright, polished obsidian stone that seemed to sparkle when the sun hit her eyes. Hey Gaki, what's the hold up? Came a voice. He knew so well. He didn't want to let the sensei to try anything perverted, so he gently scooped the girl in his arms, bridal style, and walked towards his sensei. The girl, how did she know his name? How did she get to this clearing? But most of all, how did she have the Uchiha crest on her shirt? These were questions that he had to wait and ask until she woke up again. Sorry, Arasanin, but I found this girl unconscious in the clearing and I couldn't leave her alone, injured or not. Naruto said while walking towards his sensei as he looked over the young girl in his apprentice's arms. He had to admit the girl was beautiful in a dangerous sort of way. She had this aura that demanded respect. How come he didn't see her, but his pupil did? And why was she? Did her shirt have an Uchiha crest on it? He was cut short after seeing the Uchiha crest. You think she's an Uchiha? Jiraiya asked while pointing at the unconscious girl in his student's arm. Years of experience had given him a sixth sense for these types of things. He wouldn't trust anything blindly. He was glad that he beat that into his student and was able to get him into weird dark clothes. I know she is. She has the Sharingan like me. Naruto replied softly while looking at the unconscious girl in his arms. Link break. Warmth that's what Madara felt on her face as she tried rolling over but stopped as she heard something that she longed to hear. A sound that would always make her happy no matter how angry or sad felt was she. If this was a genjutsu, she didn't want it to end. She could die happily now after hearing one of her favorite sounds. Heartbeat was heard. His heartbeat. It was just like she remembered. Powerful, relaxing and hypnotizing. She could die happily right now that she heard his heartbeat. The heartbeat of her fiancé. She felt that her body under her moved as her eyes shot open and jumped back in a defensive pose. Who the fuck are you? And why do you look like my Naruto? Explain now, Worm, or I'll make you sure that is slow and painful. Mother growled out while activating her Sharingan and glaring at the blonde in front of her. What do you mean, yours, Naruto? I'm no one's Naruto. And since you have the Sharingan, you know if I was lying or if this was an illusion or not. Naruto replied while activating his Sharingan to prove his point. My Naruto doesn't have the Sharingan. Madara roared as she tackled him to the ground and slammed her fist to his face with tears in her eyes. Naruto grabbed her fist and flipped her on her back, and in a swift motion, he had her arms pinned above her head while she struggled and yelled at him. She didn't know where the hell she was, but what she did know was that this man looked like her Naruto, but yet he was different. For one, he had the Sharingan, where her Naruto had Mokitan. Her Naruto had long blonde hair, but this one kept his hair short. Her Naruto wore orange, and this Naruto wore darker clothing. What's your name? She shouted out. with tears forming in her eyes. She had to know, even if the name was wrong, she had to know. They were so familiar yet so different. She wanted him to be her Naruto so bad that tears were rolling down her cheeks. Naruto, Naruto Uzumaki, can I have your name now, please? Naruto asked her. He saw her eyes widen too. The emotions going through her eyes were quick, but he saw them happiness, anger, sadness, and hope. Madara, Madara Uchiha, she cried out and slipped out of his grip and hugged him. While she clung to him, while her tears fell from her eyes. I'm so sorry for telling you I hated you, Naruto. Please forgive me. She sobbed out while crying and clinging to him like he was her lifeline. She didn't want to let go of him in fear of losing him once more. Madara? Wasn't Madara a boy who was around the same age as Hashirama? But this girl, she's claiming to be Madara. But how? What the same age? Naruto thought to himself while gently holding the crying girl while listening to her pleas of forgiveness. Hey Madara, calm down. I don't know if I'm your Naruto, as you keep putting it, but I'm sure that he wouldn't want you crying. He probably wouldn't want you shedding such pearls on your beautiful face. Naruto whispered, trying to figure out what her Naruto would say. You're so similar to my Naruto. Personalities matches his perfectly. He said the same things to me when I first cried. Please just let me hug you, please. She pleaded to him. She needed this. She had watched her Naruto die at the hands of her traitorous clan, the clan she swore to hate for life. Nothing would ever change her mind, not her Naruto and not this new Naruto. You really loved your Naruto, didn't you? I mean, from what I can gather, is that you were from a different universe, I guess. I know that may sound weird, but that's what it sounds like to me. In this universe, our Madara was a man who fought against our Shodai Hokage, Hashirama Senju. His clan turned against him, though, plus the Uchiha clan was wiped out a few years ago by an Uchiha. Naruto sat still holding Madara in his arms. He didn't know why he felt protected towards her, but he felt like he needed to protect her. He knew she was powerful, but he needed to protect her. That's all he felt. So the Uchiha clan is also dead in this universe. That's good. They deserve to be wiped out. No one in the Uchiha clan deserves to live. Not anymore. If I find any more Uchiha who are alive, I will kill them. All, no matter what happens, Madara declared with her voice full of anger and hatred. The look in her eyes was one that Naruto had seen more than once in his life from the villagers, Sasuke, and even himself. I've seen that look in your eyes more than I can count. And I want you to know that this path of hatred and anger will never solve anything. It only breeds ignorance and more hatred. Nothing good comes out of hatred, trust me. When I say this, I know where it leads you. Your hatred will lead you down to a path full of emptiness and loneliness. Naruto whispered in her ear as they held each other in their arms. How do you know what I'm feeling? What I'm feeling is pain in my heart, the loneliness. What do I do with these emotions? Tell me! She screamed in his chest. She needed to know how to get rid of this hatred. If she could find a way to get rid of this, she would. Her Naruto taught her better than to allow herself to fall into her clan's curse, and she wanted to prove to him that she was better than her clan could ever be. She needed to prove to him that she was above this curse, this darkness that surrounded her. I've lived all my life on my own. From the time I was born, I had a seal placed on me. The night I was born, the Yondam Hokage and my father sealed the Kyuubi in me, making me a Jinchuriki. All my life I have been hated, attacked, and shunned just because people feared what they didn't understand. Naruto took a deep breath, but he was about to tell her. No one besides the old man knew. What I'm about to tell you is something that only two people know. The first is me and the second one was Old Man Third. Once I gave in to my hatred during an attack on my 10th birthday. I was attacked by some of the Uchiha clan members. As they were torturing me, I unlocked a level of the Sharingan that I never knew existed. I killed them. I broke them mentally. And when they were begging for me to spare them, I killed them. I enjoyed it. So much that I started killing those who would attack me. After Old Man Third found out about this and told me that he'd make sure no one knew about what I did, Naruto whispered. Madara was beyond shocked. She knew all about Jinchuriki and how they were treated, but to hear how he was treated and for him to tell her a secret that only one other person had known about shocked her. Did her trust in him was that much to tell her one of his dark secrets? Why was he telling her this secret? Why are you telling me this? If this is a secret that you cherish, why tell me? You don't owe me anything. Hell, you don't even know anything about me, she muttered out as she relaxed in his embrace. She didn't know why, but she felt warm and happy, like she could let her guard down around him and not have to worry about anything anymore. She wasn't a Konoichi of Konohagakure no Sato, and she wasn't the last remaining Uchiha anymore. She was finally at a peace and felt safe in this new Naruto's arms. She let out a cute yawn and as she cuddled in closer to his chest to feel his warmth. I want you to know that you're not alone in this world. We all know darkness in our hearts. Sometimes the only thing we're searching for is someone whose demon plays well with ours, Naruto said while gently kissing the top of her head, making her smile and blush slightly. He didn't know why he kissed her, but he felt the need to kiss her. How can you be so wise? We're the same age, but yet you're even wiser than my Naruto. He was never this wise for his age. He was a prodigy, but he didn't understand the world as good as you, Madara replied, while curling his neck in a warm, gentle manner, making him blush bright red. I've spent my life putting others' happiness over mine, thinking someone would do the same for me, but no one did beside, well, we all have chapters that we don't read out loud. Naruto whispered in her ears, making her think about these words. He's right. We're all fighting our own darkness while trying to make it look like we're normal. If life was simple, then everything would be boring and predictable. Naruto Uzumaki, you are an interesting one indeed. Madara thought to herself as her stomach growled, making her blush in embarrassment. It seems you're hungry. How about we head towards the town and have some lunch together? My treat, of course, Naruto told her as he gave her a warm smile, making her blush in embarrassment while she blushed intensively. "Yes, I'd like that, Naruto," she mumbled out as they both stood up and awkwardly held each other's hand. I couldn't protect my Naruto, but this Naruto I swear to you, I will not. No, I will never let anything happen to you. I will protect you till my dying breath, Madara thought to herself as they walked into the town hand in hand. Then let's go get some food, shall we, Madara-chan? Naruto said with a warm, gentle smile on his face, making her cheeks heat up and her heart skip a beat. It felt like every time she saw him smile, he'd take her breath away. She truly loved her Naruto in her universe, so maybe falling in love with this Naruto wasn't impossible for her. Just like her Naruto, he had pulled her out of her own hatred and darkness. No one would hurt this Naruto. She would make sure of it, and no one would steal this Naruto away from her because they were meant for each other. Even he knew that. She was an angel craving chaos, and he was a demon seeking peace. As this is where I'm going to be leaving the story off, guys, and if you like this one, please leave a like and comment down below. And yeah, this is Apollo Chiha, and I'm signing out. Peace.